It's recording, so let's keep our fingers crossed this works. Hi guys, welcome. I'm so excited to have you here tonight. We are really just going to do a run through of some things that you could and should know entering into a challenge group, even if you've been an existing challenger for a while. I'm going to go over some things that hope you find helpful and have a Q&A after each segment. We're going to cover a few different topics today. Well, I'm going to just mute everybody too, but just feel free to unmute yourself if you do have a question at any point. Oh, yes. Okay, perfect. So we're going to talk about three main topics and just break them down a little bit. And this should get you thinking too, if you have any questions related to these specific topics or anything related to our challenge groups or health and fitness. But we're going to talk about Beachbody On Demand, navigating it, program materials, and the Fixate cooking show, because I've been learning from a lot of people recently that they had no idea that there's even a cooking show on there. So that's exciting. We're going to talk about meal prep and planning because that is a huge piece of the pie. And then we're going to be talking about leveraging the challenge groups for greatest success. So check-ins, using the file section, the search function, and tagging coaches when you do have questions and things come up. So I'm going to get started just talking about Beachbody On Demand. I know that some of you may or may not have it, and that is fine. If you have programs on DVD still, that is totally up to you. But it seems like the trend is moving towards Beachbody On Demand entirely, this digital streaming service that has literally every single program Beachbody has ever created, plus different member exclusive workouts that the trainers have done for us. So you can either go right to teambeachbody.com or you can just go straight to beachbodyondemand.com, which might be a little bit easier. You can, if you haven't already tried, you can access this from your smartphone through an app. You can also access it through any smart TV device. The reason I'm showing you on the computer is because, one, that's where we're at right now, and two, because you can access so many different things on the computer that you can't necessarily see through the TV. So I just want to take you in here to your home. So it's going to show you when you worked out this week. You're able to schedule things like what you have coming up, what you have coming soon. And that's like really neat features that you can dive into. I have to be honest, I don't really use them because I just rely more on our challenge groups for our check-ins and things like that, but feel free to dive in as much as you want. Shows some of the workouts I've checked out recently, and you can stay on your homepage and navigate from here, or you can come on over to workout programs, trainers, how it works. The blog is full of amazing resources, so good, but I typically just come over to workout programs when it's time for me to find my workout. And for the purpose of tonight, I'm going to just focus on using 80-day obsession since it's our newest program, and that's what's first. But I'm just going to show you that you can literally access every single program from this point. It is, when you're an all-access member, you literally get all access. Kids and family collection, and this is what I was talking about too, and I'll get back to this later, but the Fixate cooking show on Beachbody On Demand is another just amazing resource. But just so you can see how many different programs that you get access to, incredible.
Yeah, and Amanda, just while you're there, that UV2 is really such a great program, guys. Depending on what you have to lose, it is really just really a fun program. Gets you moving. If you haven't done anything in a while, or you just want to have fun, they're only 30-minute workouts, and it's a 4-week program to start. So it's a great way to ease yourself into starting something that doesn't focus just on exercise. So I just wanted to
great point.
I think it kind of gets lost in the shuffle, and it's really such a great program.
And that's where I truly believe it's so important to talk to your coach, like when you are choosing a program or before you choose a program, because we have, most of us have experience trying at least, at least half of the workout programs on here. And if we haven't done the full program, we've checked them out and can kind of help tailor them to meet your needs. So it's really good to just check in and, figure out where you're at. Maybe you had your mindset on something else, but when you get into it, you're like, oh, this just isn't for me. So we can help you decide, what might be the best route for you to take. UV2 as well has an awesome nutrition plan. I love how they break it down. Week 1 is just focusing on drinking your shakes. Week 2 is focusing on choosing a healthy breakfast from the meal plan. Week 3 is choosing a healthy lunch. So really helps break things down for you. And again, that's where just having the knowledge of what's inside each of the programs really comes in handy. So you guys who chose to have coaches, virtual high five, because there are people who continue to think I can do this on my own. And there's nothing like having the support and accountability of not only a coach on your side, but a whole team surrounding you and lifting you up. So thank you for being here tonight and for making the decision to work with us and to support us as coaches as well. To just give you an idea of how to navigate, you can click on any program, and what you'll see all the getting started tips. You'll see all the workouts right through the workout list. Under the overview, it will just kind of give you an example of how long the workouts are, how long the program is, if it's intermediate, advanced. And then this is my favorite section right here, this program materials section. And this is where for every program you can find the entire nutrition plan, the tracking sheets, the like the calendar, frequently asked questions, things like that. So this section is where you need to go when you decide, okay, this is the program that I'm starting on Monday. This is where you need to go for your specific program. Head on over to the programs and materials tab. If you're like me, I really like pen and paper, so I print everything out and I look at it in front of me. But you can do as best, like whatever works best for you. Come on into the starter guide, calculate where you're supposed to be bracket wise, or, depending on the specific program, your calorie target on your eating plan, and get started. So just wanted to point that out, show that as well. I am going to come back here. Again, I know this is under workout programs, but you'll want to check out the Fixate cooking show, which we will continue to talk more about as we get into prep and planning. But every week they have at least 3 new recipes to try. That is not the coolest part. The coolest part, again, is coming back into the program materials. You get recipe videos, you can watch all the videos. If you're like big into cooking shows and watching videos and stuff, you can watch all of them, follow along as you're cooking. What I love is that they have grocery lists and recipes. Literally well over 200 recipes broken down by meal, and they give you the container breakdown for everything. Okay, so the gluten-free pepperoni pizza. Come on over here. Each slice is 1 yellow, 1 half blue. You know exactly what to do. And so much of what goes into these recipes are foods we already have in our house from prepping for these programs. So amazing, amazing resource. There's a really good meatloaf in here. There's a recipe called chicken tinga tacos. Heaven, they are so good. So I can't rave enough about the Fixate cooking show, and I come in here all the time to try to find something new. Or we get the question a lot from challengers, well, I'm trying to make beef stew tonight. What containers would that be? It's hard to figure out how I would do it. You can come in here and use this as a resource, as a guide to kind of help you gauge, okay, well, I would get 1.5 cups, and that counts as X, Y, and Z containers. Again,
Amanda, quickly with Fixate, I know oftentimes we go through a program and there's this like withdrawal. I know for me right now, pizza withdrawal after doing 80-day obsession. Anyway, a lot of challenge that can sometimes be a stumbling block for a lot of people, because they have this craving that you're so used to eating these foods and suddenly you're leaving them behind. Fixate has like really healthy alternative like recipes for things like mac and cheese.
Yeah.
There's a pizza. Amanda, you just pulled it up. There are tacos. There are different kinds of tacos. They even have healthy ice cream options and some desserts and stuff like that. So it's just the most incredible resource. I absolutely love Fix8.
The stuffed peppers. They're like a once weekly thing.
I'm actually busy making them now.
Great minds. Yes, such a good point though. Clean eating does not have to be boring. It does not have to be plain. It does not have to taste bland. Your family, well, my kids don't eat any of it because they're so picky and just would rather eat nothing. But so many of these recipes, like if I were to tell my husband they were healthy, he would never believe me because they literally taste so delicious. So great point, Catherine. But, I just wanted to point that out to you guys, that another amazing resource. Something else I wanted to talk about, and I don't see it here yet, but soon you're going to see a new nutrition tab. And only reason I know of this is because we recently had a quarterly event and they shared with us that this new nutrition tab is something that's going to pop up, and they're going to be doing more nutrition specific based programs, with the newest one coming out May 4th or May 5th. I don't have my calendar in front of me right now, but and that's going to be called To Be Mindset. And from what we've heard, this is literally 100% nutrition based, but you're not sitting there counting calories. You're not sitting there weighing out everything. And a lot of it is with that focus on your mindset and shifting that first. Just looks like such a transformative program. We as coaches are still learning about it as we get closer to the release. So we will keep you guys updated as well. But if you're in here and you see that new nutrition tab, that's why that's a trend that they're going to start easing into. The things in there will not be included with a BOD membership. They will be an additional fee if you choose to follow that program or want to be part of one of those programs or challenge groups. Nothing you have to think about yet. I just wanted to point that out to you in case you saw it and you were wondering what that was. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and ask, does anybody have any specific questions about navigating Beachbody On Demand, any of the program materials, or how any of that works? And you can unmute yourself, or I'll look and see if anybody's like raising their hand. I can unmute you if you don't know how. Or Leslie or Catherine, if there's anything you guys wanted to add.
No, I think you did a great job going over that. I mean, I think people just get stuck, honestly, just in logging in and just remembering that it's your email that you set up with and the username, when you signed up to, with your account. It's just that simple. And you know what? I really feel that you should just take some time and play around on this site and look at the different workouts. I got to look at Patty. She has tried so many programs. She is our PIO woman, right? She has done that program and done phenomenally with it. Plus, she's done Double Time, Tony Hortons.
Okay, good. How did you like that, Patty? That is one that I have not tried at all.
I'm trying to unmute you, and it's not letting me.
Is that good?
Yep.
Okay. The Double Time, Tim wanted to do that. He had a stroke back in July, and I'm trying to get him to work out. And he finally joined me. He said he took a look at it. We've got the Fire TV.
Okay,
so
yeah.
He took a look at it, and he said, yeah, I'll try that. And it's fun. I get more out of PIO because I can push myself a little harder with it.
Okay.
But it's a lot of fun, and you're really, it's interactive. You're rolling a ball, tossing a ball.
Oh, neat.
Sometimes a little harder than we should, but
That's awesome.
It's fun, and I think it's exactly 30 days long.
Okay. So
we didn't get into the nutrition because I sort of follow the 21-day fix nutrition, so we didn't. But they have all that available too, and it's like that UV too. It starts kind of slow and works its way up.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And that's a good topic that you just brought up, was about nutrition and the 21-day fix meal plan. I think a lot of us, once we get started on that meal plan, that's kind of where we stay because we learn so much from following it using the containers. It just gives you that great idea of what it looks like. I know for myself, 2.5 years, almost 3 years in, I still use those containers. So it doesn't get old, you know. I still always portion out my carbs for certain. A lot of things as you go along this much time, we know what a portion looks like, which is kind of important. And that's why we really stress the fact of using the containers, because it's definitely helpful. Unless, of course, when Mindset program comes out, you know, we'll be moving on to something different for some of us. But yep, that's it for me.
Yeah, no, that's and that's where we're headed next, to talking about nutrition and the container system and meal prep and planning and the importance of that. So for those of you who were on like a few minutes before 8 o'clock, you heard me say what chaos it was over here just like literally this time an hour ago. It was straight chaos. Our days are not perfect. My children might look perfect in the pictures. They are not. They are almost 18 months and almost 4 years old. And most of the time around here, I am just struggling to keep my head above water. Most of the time when I wake up at 5:20 to work out in the morning, my son is right behind me asking when we're getting started, jumping on my back, ready to move, and with me the entire day. I am so thankful that I get the opportunity to be at home with them all day, every day. But those of you who have ever experienced that, you know that it is nonstop. I mean, we are nonstop. So if I didn't plan, that's what I'm getting at. If I didn't plan, if I didn't do my food prep on Sundays, I wouldn't get to eat meals the way that I do. So even though I do not work out of the home, I still see the importance of prepping every single weekend. If I can't do it Sunday morning, I'm doing it Saturday morning, Saturday night. This weekend, I actually did it on Saturday night because that's just, I knew I was going to be out all day Sunday. And that's what I would encourage you to do. Find that time that works for you. It's going to be about a 2 to 3 hour block, and get into the routine of making some of the same foods. Now, I know some people really like to switch it up from day to day, week to week. If that is you, that is awesome. More power to you. I hope that you find a system that works best for you. But what I like to do is reverse engineer my day. I start by planning out our dinners. And how I do that is I look at how many containers I get. I eat in Plan C, so that's 1,800 to 2,100 calorie range. I look at my dinner and I say, okay, I get 1 red, 1 yellow, 1 green, 1 teaspoon, and 1 orange. I use that as my dinner meal. And I go backwards from there. So if I get that at dinner, and I like to eat 5 meals a day, I see, okay, well, how much do I have left at each meal now? And I work back from there, because dinners are the only meal that I change every single day. We do a different dinner every night, and then again, go back. But I always have those containers that I just shared to choose from. So I know that if we're out at a restaurant, I have those containers to pull from and choose from. I don't ever feel restricted because I know, you know, by now what those containers look like and what you can choose. The other night we went to a local restaurant for dinner. I got this beautiful quinoa salad with grilled chicken on top. I did not feel deprived one bit because I knew I had those containers. I knew that I had a choice to, you know, yes, I could have chosen pizza. Yes, I could have chosen, they had gluten-free pasta. I could have chosen a gluten-free pasta dish. But when you're thinking about what goals you have and what you've already eaten throughout the rest of the day and how satisfied you are because you're giving your body enough fuel, you don't feel as tempted. And that, I think, was a huge personal mindset shift that I had to make. And what I've heard a lot of people having to make is that focus on food as fuel versus food as pleasure. You know, somewhere along the line, we've all made different associations with food as pleasure. And it's really come to, or food as an emotional release, food is, you know, not just pleasure, but food for many other reasons other than what it was actually made for. So there's nothing wrong with enjoying the food you're eating. You should enjoy the foods you're eating, but remembering that the foods we're eating can either fill us up and fuel us, or they can make us feel sluggish and tired and take us farther from our goals. So I always try to think about that when I'm picking and choosing what I'm going to eat. Yes, I'm going to Mexico on Thursday. Yes, there will be some chips and guac, but within reason, because I don't want to come home and feel terrible because of the decisions I made. I don't want to feel farther away from my goals. So that's why I'm sure you've heard from the other coaches who have invited you to this group, like, what are your goals? How can you keep them at the forefront of your mind all the time? And we do, that might be by hanging a pair of shorts somewhere you see them all the time. That might be by hanging a bathing suit, or just by putting a picture of you at your happiest, healthiest, most confident in the refrigerator where you're going to see it at all times. But when it comes to meal prep and planning, so if you have a notebook, if you're a pen and paper person, these are the things that I prep every single Sunday. I wake up, I put my quinoa in the Instapot. I do about 2 cups in the Instapot. You can do it on your stove if you don't have an Instapot. While that is going, I am cooking up spinach and turkey bacon so that I can make these delicious quinoa egg muffins. I've probably tagged everybody in the recipe for this. If you don't have it and you want it, let me know. These things are amazing. You get to eat 2 or 3 of them depending on the size muffin tins you use. So good. They're a little bland, but like they're perfect. Like they're the perfect pop in the microwave food. So I'm getting those going. Then once the quinoa is done in the Instapot and the quinoa egg muffins are in the oven, I put my rice in the Instapot. Why do I do so many starches? Like, why do I do so many of the carbs, the yellows? I do that because they're the ones that take the longest. That's what, when you're trying to put dinner together at night, you're like, oh, well, it's really easy for me to stir fry some chicken and some veggies, but like, where's my carb? What am I going to eat? Oh, I'll just eat a piece of bread or 2 pieces of bread. That's fine. Yes, it fits your yellows, but guess what? You're not making the best choice for your body. Choose from that top half of the list. So that's why I do the carbs this way. Then once the rice is done, I throw some oats in the Instapot. I literally get all of my carbs done that way. While all this is in the Instapot, I'm cooking up ground turkey on the stove and or chicken sausage. I love the, the Adells, Adells, chicken apple sausage, whatever it is. So good. I saute that with some vegetables, or I do the ground turkey and some vegetables, portion that out into containers, and I'm done. That's it. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but that is like, that's all you need to get yourself started. It does not take a long time once you get your system down. I should add, I've been doing chunks of butternut squash in the oven as well while the quinoa egg muffins are in, because that counts as a green, and it's sweet and it's tasty, and it's like a really good side to just have with stuff. So that's just something else I've been putting in there. But your meal prep does not have to be long or complicated. Like if you can eat ground turkey, some veggies, and some brown rice or quinoa every day for lunch, why not? You're going to feel a heck of a lot better by 2:30 than you would if you ate a sandwich you picked up, or a hoagie you picked up, or the takeout that everybody else at the office was doing, or you ate your kids' leftovers off their plates. And you know that you're doing something good for your body. You're not taking any more time away from anybody else, because all you have to do is pull that container out of the refrigerator, pop it in the microwave, and go. Or pull it out of the refrigerator, put it in your cooler, and bring it to work and go. With grilling season upon us, you could do the same thing with like grilled chicken and asparagus on the oven or on the grill. Just tons of easy ways to make that happen. So I'm going to share my screen again real quick just to show you guys up front. Can you all see that meal plan that's right there? Is it big enough?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is an example of how I eat every single day, just to show you, just so you can get an idea. If you've never worked with the containers before and you're planning on following the 21-day fixed nutrition plan, just to give you an idea, it is okay to pull out markers and crayons and see markers and crayons. It's okay to pull out colored markers and your containers and just see what works best for you if you're more of a visual person. If you're not and you like to use a template, and you end up falling in plan C, of course, this is a great template to follow because everything's evenly spaced out. I don't have days where I'm eating like 3 reds in one meal. Like there's always 1 red at each meal, 1 yellow at each meal. one green at each meal. So you don't see me like eating too much of the same things at one meal. Like it's all spaced out evenly. Start the day with the quinoa egg muffins, do my workout, have my half a banana afterwards. And then this particular day I ended up having like the ground turkey and veggies with brown rice that I had talked about with some almond butter. Lunch, again, chicken sausage with broccoli and brown rice. I'm very consistent because I don't like to have to think about it. And that's what, if you can get to the point where you don't have to think about it and you know this food makes your body feel good, go with it, run with it. Leslie and Catherine will also share what works best for them. This is just what works best for me. You need to experiment and find what works best for you. It's all about that, what works for one person might not work for another. So you need to find what works best for you. But I'm just giving you this example as another example you can follow of how we plan our days. Then every afternoon, this day I was a little late, but every afternoon at 3:30, I'm having my Shakeology. Why? Because that is when my brain is going crazy. All heck is breaking loose in the house. I know that I still have 3 hours until dinner and my husband gets home. I'm most likely to reach for something that would otherwise be junk. So that is when I have my shake. It curbs my sugar craving. It gives me the energy I need to keep going. It gives me a few minutes in the kitchen alone to just blend up the shake or shake it up. And I just have that with a fruit and some baby carrots, and you're good to go. And then dinner, like I said, I just reverse engineer the day, started with what we were having and went backwards. There are plenty of templates in the Beachbody blog. They give you tons and tons of different meal plans that you can look up related to your specific container bracket that you fall in. And then the only other thing that I want to say on this topic before opening it up for a Q&A or opening it up to Catherine and Leslie is that when you're calculating your bracket, make sure that you sit down with the program materials and actually calculate. Do not assume that you fall in bracket A just because you want to eat in bracket A, because you think that eating less is going to help you lose quicker. Eating less food, if you're supposed to be eating more food, is not going to be beneficial for you. I promise you. Eat where you fall. If it's too much food for you, I understand, but I need to ask you to consider a few things. If you say, okay, I fall in bracket C, that's 1,800 to 2,100 calories per day. And let me tell you, you can lose, depending again on your body type, where you're at, where you fall. I am currently eating in bracket C. I just lost 10.5 pounds doing this last program. 1,800 to 2,100 calories per day. Never in a million years in my mind did I think I would lose 10.5 pounds eating that much. But when you're consistently fueling your body with the right foods, you're not eating 1,800 to 2,100 calories of pizza every day. You are eating the right foods. You will notice that your body feels fuller longer. You feel more energetic. You're able to keep going all day because you're using the right food. So I know I'm saying this like over and over in circles, but I just want you to be aware that there's a reason the programs are written the way they are. There's a reason the calculations are the way they are. And the more you can trust the process and follow the process as written, the more beneficial it will be long term. I've had some people, and it's not just one person, so I'm not calling anybody out. I've had a lot of people be like, oh, I can't eat all those carbs in a day, or oh, I can't eat all that fat in a day, or oh, I can't eat all those calories in a day. If you were to sit down and go back to what you were doing 3 weeks ago, if you haven't been following a plan for a while, go back to what you were eating 3 weeks ago and track that. Tell me how many calories you were actually eating 3 weeks ago. Tell me how many carbs you were actually eating 3 weeks ago, or how much fat you were putting in your body, because this will take you through detoxing the sugar out of your system while still eating the healthy carbs. This will take you through getting rid of the grease and the hydrogenated oils and replacing them with coconut oil and avocado and healthy fats from nuts and seeds and all that good stuff. So before you're quick to say, I could never eat that many calories in a day, I could never eat that many yellow containers in a day, And I'm not saying this in a mean way, but I just want you to go back and think, well, what were you doing 3 weeks ago before you made the decision to commit to this? Trust the process. Trust the process. It can be so hard some days to trust the process, but the more you do and the more you rely on what Leslie is going to talk about next, leveraging the groups for greatest success, the more successful you will be long-term. We are here for you. We know that you can do it. We believe that you can do it. We need you to believe that you can do it. And like I said, over and over and over, and this was like a huge theme of our 80-day obsession group, our round 1, all about trusting the process. There were times like phase 2, there was a whole month there where nobody lost a single pound. And we were all like, what is going on? What is happening? There's a reason these programs are written the way they are. And I can't say enough good things about them. We wouldn't be sharing them with you if we didn't believe in them. So if anybody has any questions now about meal prep and planning, or how we schedule our day, please feel free to unmute yourself, or Catherine, Leslie, if you want to share, if you do a different way of meal prep and planning, I'd love to hear that too, because I know we each have different ways of doing it.
So I wanted to just add a couple of things. First of all, you guys, I mean, I know Leslie and Amanda, you guys know, and Beth, you know what I'm going through at the moment with this house selling and buying and whatnot. And, you know, we have this week off from 80-day obsession. So I thought, okay, fine, I'm not going to meal prep. Oh my goodness gracious me. What a disaster. Let me just tell you. Anyway, I'm like spent half my day starving because I'm too lazy to cook when I need to eat, because I don't cook on demand. My food's prepped for me usually, you know. So just, I'm realizing now how much of a difference it makes. I got so used to it. It's something you end up taking for granted. And I'm realizing now just like what if I just posted about it on Facebook actually, because like I was like, how do people eat? How do moms eat food ever if they don't prep? And I have so many moms come to me and say, I could never meal prep. I can't meal prep. And I'm like, well then how on earth do you ever eat food? Because this week has been, so far it's 2 days. And what's Rob and I busy doing right now? We're busy prepping because I need food. So anyway, that's the first thing, is that it takes a little while to like get used to it, and you will find your groove. And when you do, it is gonna change your life, like just end of story. So find what works for you and stick with it. I thought I needed to change meals up often. I don't really need to change meals up often. I'm perfectly happy. I think for the past 13 weeks, I've had those quinoa, bacon, spinach, muffin things. I'm still making them. So just find something that you enjoy, make them, eat them, and be done with it. And that's it, simple. The other thing that when Rob and I started prepping, we actually ended up saving close to $300 a month in groceries, because we would buy food without a plan and then sit with it in our fridge until it went bad, and threw out food because we actually just never got around to eating it or using it. We had all these brilliantly wonderful intentions of eating enormous amounts of vegetables, and you spend lots of money on fresh produce. And by the time we got there, because we just never did anything with them, they had to be thrown out. So we ended up wasting a lot of money. And now there are little tricks that you can find out from your coach, and in the groups we'll share them about how to like save spinach before it goes bad, how to do different things to use up the food if by chance you happen to buy too much spinach. So, there are little things like that, but it has saved us a bunch of money. It's kept us on track with our meals. When I started 80-Day Obsession, Rob wasn't doing the program, but he very proudly announced, which, anyone who knows guys, it's so easy for them. Anyway, very proudly announced that like after the first 2 weeks or something, he'd lost 6 pounds because he was following the meal plan, not doing a single workout. Anyway, it's going to keep you on track, and it's going to make your results just so much better. So really find what works for you. And we're in the group. We share our meal plans. I know I share my meal plan in the group every week after I put it together on Friday night or Saturday morning. I share my meal plan so that anybody who's interested in the meals that we're eating, you can check it out. And a lot of them are from Fixate. So that's all I have to say.
That's great, Kath. Thanks. Yeah, meal prep is where it's at. And I've heard that kind of trend happening this week for those who feel that it's an off week. Let me just set this straight with everybody. You don't get an off week. You don't get an off week in life. Sorry. You know, even if you plan on eating out a few meals of the day, and I am the tough love person, guys, I'm sorry. Say it like it is. Even if you're going away, I'm leaving on Thursday. I still meal prepped on Sunday. If there's anything left over, it's going in the freezer. So hopefully I'll have something when I come back for Tuesday morning. But I still had to do that. It's just so important. And I was that person. Amanda's my coach. And I was like, I don't meal prep. I don't meal prep. That's not the way I cook. It doesn't work with my life. I don't have time for that. I had a lot more excuses too, but they were probably pretty much the big ones. But I soon realized that I couldn't keep up. I could not keep up. And I was not eating. And I'm sorry, we eat to lose. That's the name of the game. Amanda went over that. I am eating more than I have ever eaten. What was the calorie count again, Amanda, that we're eating at? Like almost 2,000 calories?
1,800 to 2,100 calories per day.
Per day.
I could see. And then the performance line does not count towards your total calorie count, but that adds more too. So
yes. Yeah, and more yumminess. Honestly, I look forward to my Recover Shake every day after my workout, because not only does it help me recover from my workout, it also just is a great treat, and it honestly saves my behind, because otherwise I would be so darn sore. I am going to talk to you about the groups, though, and why we run these wonderful accountability groups. I have so many tabs open, so before I open my screen, I'm going to shut some of these things down here. But accountability groups is really what it's at, where it's at. You know, we talked to you guys about checking in and why it's so important to have a coach, and why so many of us will sign on to a new program of any sort, not necessarily Beachbody, and we wonder why we struggle. The reason we don't is because we have literally a fit community, a fit family of one another where we can always reach out. We do these great little accountability posts. It may seem really silly. Did I have my shake today? Did I drink my water? What workout did I do? You know, it may seem mundane and it's the same thing every day, kind of like our meals sometimes, but there's a reason for it. And I got to quickly say, the reason we eat the same thing every day for a lot of us is that it's a wonderful way to keep track of what works and what doesn't. So when you keep that food log and you write down, well, I had my quinoa muffins for breakfast. I had for my pre-workout, my post-workout, I had oatmeal, and I had eggs and spinach. And then, oh gosh, after that, then I had lunch, and I had ground turkey with quinoa maybe, or some brown rice, or a sweet potato. And, you know, I had my healthy fat. I know exactly what I've eaten at every meal. And if I feel that, you know, something's not working the way I want it to on the scale, it's very easy for me to adjust, because then I'm going to, okay, well, I'm going to take that out and see what happens. So that's the way I work that. And it's very simple, and I've been doing it for a long time now, almost 3 years. Amanda's longer than me, and so's Kath. And you know what? Clearly it works when you work the program. So what I'm going to share with you right now, I'm going to share my screen, if I can figure this the heck out. And let me, this thing is too big. Sorry. Let's see. I'm going to share my screen. And what I'm going to share to is my accountability group. And again, this is where it's at, because I want to show you that within these groups, I'm going to show you 2 different groups so you can see file sections and all this stuff that we share. So desktop, share screen. Do I have it, guys? Can I have a thumbs up from somebody if you can see my screen? Yes. Okay. So here we go. This is my group. It's April Hustle brings May muscle. Yes, we love that. And it's true. You got to work for it, guys. Nothing is given to you. We give you the plan. We give you the tools. We are here for you. We give you the support. But bottom line, you have to do the work. You have to eat the meals. You have to do the prep. And, you know, we can only do so much to help you along in that. So I just want to show you one of my accountabilities. So here was tonight's, and it was very simple. But again, and you know what, I really simplify, probably because I'm going away in 2 days. I just asked for your workout. So what workout did you do today? And it was a stupid question about a sport. I do have better accountabilities. There was my invite. I usually post some meal ideas. This is a great one while I'm scrolling here. It's an Instapot recipe. If you don't have an Instapot, you can do it in a slow cooker as well. So here we go.
Professional. Did you take that?
Say it again.
Did you take that picture?
No.
That looks like it's so professional.
Doesn't it? But you know what? Must say, iPhone 10, it's where it's at, guys. This thing takes amazing pictures.
It does.
Yes, Griffin might be on the next Doberman calendar. I don't know. But so this accountability. And again, what workout did you do today? Did you drink your water? Did you drink your Shakeology? And always throw something silly or stupid in there about, you know, favorite color, just because it kind of keeps me knowing that you're checking in. A lot of times I might ask for something, a motivational quote. Where did you, you know, what is it that you say to yourself? You know, do you have a fitness mantra when it's very hard, when you have squatted your very last squat and you don't think you can go for one more? But with that being said, always do one more. If you think that you've given everything you've got, just give a little bit more, guys, because that is when you are going to find that's the sweet spot. And that's when you know that you're really working. So here we are, we're in the groups. All of our groups run the same way, whether it's mine, Amanda's, Catherine's. You have these sections over here. So here's my file section. I just got to tell you, I've had this group open for over 2 years. So I've got a lot of files. So I'm just going to click on that. And it's going to show you, I have meal plans. I have container charts. Like here's the 21-day fix container chart. It lets you know like where you're at. So I am eating in this calorie bracket right here, right now. A lot of us, you know, like we said, sometimes people think less is more. So I have to eat less food to lose weight. That's not the case always. So we really go back over. If you didn't hear from the beginning of Amanda's call, please go back and listen to what she said about calorie brackets and where we need to be. I'm going to come back to file section. So again, like I said, I have so many files in here. So just really look over them. There are some that I put in, some that Daisy put in. I have recipes in here. I really should organize this actually. These files look kind of like my desk does right now. But there's so much information in here. And if you can't find it, you can always ask. So back to that, if you can't find something, I'm going to come back to discussions. I'm going to come over here to the search bar. If you are looking for something, and do you think I can find it? Here, search this group. So I'm just going to type in oatmeal. And what's going to come up are different oatmeal recipes. And just any time that oatmeal even came into the subject. So if you do that and you decide to search that way, you're going to find all different kinds of great oatmeal things. This is my favorite. This is a 21-day fix fruity oatmeal bake. If you are following 21-day fix, it's perfect. That is a meal when we talk about meal prep that you need to do. It's quick, it's easy, you throw it in the oven and you are going to get 8 portions out of a sheet, a large rectangular casserole dish. You can freeze it. My sister, she's not on the call right now, but Jessica still makes this 2 years in. This is what she eats. Probably 3 days out of the week, she eats this oatmeal bake. It works. It's easy. You can take it to work with you. You can throw it in the microwave. You can, like me, eat it in the car wherever you're going. So that is just another great way to find things within the group is just search that. I always start, and we all do, I think we try to start with something motivational in the day, and we'll typically throw a recipe up in there. A lot of times I will just put a picture of what I've eaten today, just so you can get the idea of what the containers look like. Today I had a piece of fish. I had a yellow of quinoa that I prepped on Sunday, and I had, what else did I have with that? Some green beans. I took a package of Green Giant in the box, green beans, threw it in the microwave, and I had the perfect lunch together. It's really that simple, guys. My point to you is don't overthink it. I think sometimes we do overthink everything, and it can be discouraging when we feel we can't get it all down at once. That's why I can't stand watching me in my video earlier. Let me scroll away from that and see what else I need to talk about here. I'm sorry. Let me just read leveraging these groups, success, how to make the most of the tools. I think I spoke about that, and the support we offer in the groups. I'm going to stop my share screen, and I'm just going to come back to you guys.
Leslie, if you don't mind just talking a little bit about, like you had said, don't overthink it, just going back to Shakeology Performance Line and the new bars as well.
Correct. I will absolutely.
I left that out, unfortunately.
So one of the great new things that we have as a resource is, well, we always have our Shakeology. Amanda spoke about that. That's on her daily meal plan. She knows exactly when she has her shake, as do I. I used to be that person who at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, right before I would get the kids, I would sit down with a bowl of cereal. I am that Captain Crunch girl, or was. I figured I needed a little sugar rush. I needed something. I was hungry. I was falling asleep. What did I replace my Captain Crunch with? Shakeology, go figure. It fills me. I'm not dying for something to eat in the afternoon. And honestly, that's what saves me from picking while I cook. I was that person who would always, I'd be cooking dinner because I hadn't meal prepped. And there was just so much to do that I would pick the whole time I was cooking dinner. So I probably had a meal before I even ate my meal. So that's where Shakeology comes into me. I mean, I'm not going to tell you all the great things that are in it. I feel that we share enough about Shakeology, and I know I have with almost everybody that has signed on with me, because I want you to hear from the professionals of what is in our shake. So I'm really not going to say much more about Shakeology. I will talk about the performance line. For those of us who are doing 80-day obsession, and I've used it actually in doing Tony Horton's workouts, and I've used it actually probably through almost all of them. I've been a real recover and energized person since I was introduced to them. Energized, really, I don't know. I'm not going to say it's my age, because all of you are much younger than me and you drink it too. But I use Energize every morning before my workout. It really just, I think it gives me that extra edge. So when I think I'm done, all of a sudden, I just feel like I get this extra burst, and it really takes me through to the end. And I think the prime example of Energize and why it was so great is cardio flow. Try and do a cardio flow. It's like, wow, that's just what I needed. So there you go, Beth Diamond. That's how I can kick Autumn's ass at cardio flow. There you go. Recover, fantastic drink. It exactly is that. It is a recovery drink. It really helps with your muscle soreness, and it just, I call it it's like my back in the day of Ovaltine and Quick. Instead of using milk, I saw that face, Amanda. It's just like a little chocolate milk drink, and it's really a great treat after my workout. But I can say through 80-day obsession, as sore as I probably would have been, I haven't, because I've used that line. Another great item we have is hydrate. And if anybody drinks Gatorade, or if you've given Gatorade to your kids, here we are, we're coming into that time of year. I have some moms in here who have kids as basketball players, kids on the soccer field, playing lacrosse, any of these outdoor sports. Honestly, don't even buy it for you. Give it to your kids. There's no sugar. There's nothing artificial in there. And if you just looked at the back of a bottle of Gatorade and compare it with Hydrate, there is no comparison, guys. So I would really love for you to consider making sure you have that for your kids. I do use it as my workout drink. I have that instead of water for my workout because I am horrible with water, but I will drink my Hydrate. Lastly, I have to talk about beach bars. They are our brand new thing, and this is not a commercial, and I really hate to make it sound like that, but I just have to share with you what we do offer and why we have them. So many of us will reach for a bar. I know in the past I've used Kind bars. They are Fix approved. I've used RX bars. They are Fix approved. But now that we have these great bars from Beachbody, I have no reason to go any further than them. They are 4x4 family approved in this house, so I'm in trouble because they all love them. I tried them out on each. They have not tried the chocolate cherry, but I did, and I honestly wish I had ordered that one too. It is really excellent. They are only 150 calories. There's only 5 grams of sugar in them, and there's 10 grams of protein. They are Fix approved because we can use, it's half a yellow. It's, you know what, now here's where I'm going to screw up. So I'm going to have Amanda hop on and tell me what our,
a half a yellow, half a red, and 1 teaspoon.
And
so
1 teaspoon.
It is like, I mean, it's awesome. It's just really great how it fits in there. And they are also very low on the glycemic index.
Right, which is perfect. Jerry's diabetic, and it's the perfect treat for him because he is always reaching for a treat. So it's nice that I have something that I can give him that I don't have to worry about that he's getting, going to have a spike in sugar with that. So like I said, they are Fix approved, so they are okay on the thing. And I'd just rather, you know what, guys, if you're not going to go with a beach bar, please stick with one of the approved bars that are out there, because it's so easy to fall in that snack trap where, oh my God, I'm hungry, I got to have something. I can tell you can wait till you get home. Please don't just go and indiscriminately grab something from a Wawa fast food while you're out. If you are in that situation, this is why you have coaches. This is what we're there for. If you're in a bind, you feel like you're going to die, first drink some water. And then in the meantime, reach out to us. We will help you. We don't want you to sabotage yourself while you're out. It happens so often. I hear so many people, especially when they get started on their journeys, oh, I was just so hungry, I had to. You don't have to. You know what? I hate to do this, and I'm going to say it. Think of all the people that don't have the ability to just go and grab something. There are people that are actually starving. I can tell you from all the people that are on this call, none of you are. So use that as motivation or a way to stop from just grabbing something on the go. Drink some water. That's the best way to take away that hunger. A lot of times it's boredom. It's not even that you're hungry. So I think that's all I have to share. I'm going to open it back up. I want you guys to please ask some questions. This is honestly the best opportunity for you to, use this Q&A. That's what it's all about. So you can raise it.
Leslie and I are leaving on Thursday. So, we want to make sure that all your questions, or as many of your questions, are answered as possible before that, just because we won't be getting back to messages and the groups as quickly as we typically would. Obviously, there are other coaches in our groups with us. Catherine's running groups with Leslie right now. Devin, who wasn't able to make it on the call tonight, her daughter was like my two tonight. She wasn't able to make it on, but she'll be ready and available in the groups all week and answer questions as well. But, we wanted to create this time and space so that you had the opportunity to answer questions and to really get a jump start on prep week and planning ahead, because it is, like we said so many times, it is all in the prep and planning that makes the biggest difference.
Yeah, Beth Diamond is going to be filling in for me. She's working in our 10-pound challenge group as well. So it's really great that you guys really do have those resources available. And Amanda and I, let me tell you, we're going to be sitting in lounge chairs.
The phones are going to be right there with us the whole time.
Exactly.
No.
It's not leaving us. So, you know what, please, I definitely, I will answer messages as I can. And so, yeah, this is a great opportunity.
I'm waiting for Autumn Calabrese to walk by the pool so we could be like, ah!
And yes, it's so great. Amanda and I actually both are going to be getting a photo op with Autumn. So we will tell her, for all of you, that you all say hi.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
Yes.
Sure.
Uh-oh. You were unmuted. Hold on. Let's see if we can get you unmuted again.
Hello?
There you are.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. So I just had a question about certain brands. I just started a few weeks ago with Leslie, and like how to convert certain brands of, let's say, English muffins, or it's usually carbs, like different breads. Is there a list of, or even the bars, is there a list somewhere where you can find out how to convert to containers?
That's a really good question. And it's so tough because it really is going to depend on the food. Like if it's an English muffin, I'm almost positive Autumn has in the 21-day fix guide that 1/2 of an English muffin counts as a yellow. So certain things like that she does have, or like one piece of bread, I think she recommends using either the whole grain or the sprouted grain, counts as a yellow. But I'm trying to, in terms of bars though, we know what the beach bars are, but like RX bars and things like that, I always end up having to Google it if somebody asks, because she gives different container counts for the different ones.
Where would that be? Where would I be able to find that?
I just see she does these Ask Autumn Q&As, and we used to have a nice list of them somewhere, but I can't remember exactly where they're at.
I have that. I think in my group.
All right. If someone finds it, whenever.
If you guys ever have a question like that, you can also, I know it's like one extra step for you as a challenger, but you could also just plug it into Google, and you can like Google search it and be like, I don't know, RX bar 21-day fix.
Okay.
Containers.
Yeah.
And
Pinterest has been a big help too.
Yeah, and then often that'll pop up either a video that has an answer in it, or maybe a Facebook post where Autumn has addressed it in the past. So yeah, you guys can always do a quick Google search as well. That's often when you guys send us questions. That's often what we're doing anyway. We're just like Google,
and that's what I said. I'm like, I don't know where it is right now, but I know that like
it's somewhere.
Typically, if somebody's like, "What does this add up to?" Oh,
and
right.
I'm also going to add and go back to the bars. As much as yes, we would like you to only eat beach bars. Even with that being said, it is not an everyday treat, guys.
Yeah.
Bars are not for you to eat every day. I don't care what bar it is. You should not be eating that. We want you eating real, whole food. Granted, the ingredients in ours are second to none. However, we want you eating food.
Yeah.
If you need a snack, hummus, carrots, some celery. They're crunchy. It gives you that crunch. If you have a fruit left in your containers, take your fruit, use a teaspoon of almond butter over an apple. My Carly, that's what she's having for her snack every day. I got to tell you guys, you may think it's hard to meal prep and do your own meal plan and eat for yourself. I'm doing this for my 16-year-old too at the moment. And it's a challenge because she's like, okay, Mom, I need to eat. And it's like, I got to figure out what she's going to eat on her meal plan. It's not about a diet though, because I'm trying very hard to make her realize that this is a lifestyle car. So she's really going to see firsthand while we're away on vacation. I know she's going to be paying a little closer attention to how I eat. We are coming into the summer months. We are starting a program during this time of year because, hey, we all want to look great over the summer. I mean, don't we all? And it's not about looking great. It's about feeling great. It's about the way we feel. It's not about a pant size. Honestly, do we all want to get there? Sure. You know what? We're all women on here, and we all have that desire. But bottom line, and what has to come first, is the way we feel about ourselves and the way we treat ourselves. And, you know, back to those I am statements. I am strong. I am strong enough to do this program and be successful at it. You know, I am healthy because this is the way I eat now. So I want you, that's my thing for all of you tonight who hopped on this call. If you didn't have any question, is that I want you to take that statement right there and fill in the blanks. What are you? And be positive, be good to yourself. And that's my message for you there. So any other questions?
That's great.
Well, that's great. I'm so glad you all hopped on. I really hope you found value in what we shared tonight.
You know, and if you do find things like this helpful, you know, be sure to let us know too, because we can do more things like that. We can dive deeper into specific topics. Like, we can make the time to do this together. So if you do find value in this, like I said, just let us know. And if you have any ideas for different topics as they relate to maybe something you're struggling with or going through, don't hesitate to ask. Again, we're not nutrition or fitness experts. We are people just like you guys. We have lives, we have kids, many of us have full-time jobs, many of us have husbands who work crazy hours. You know, so it's just, we can share from our experience, or we can go out and do a little research to be able to help and share, you know, what we've learned as well. So like I said, you know, I mean, I know I enjoy this. I love anytime we get to see one another, like face to face. I just think it's so much more fun being able to see one another. So I'd be up for doing it again. But if nobody has any more questions, anybody?
Thanks, ladies.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for popping on. I know, you know, I know it's getting later in the night, so thank you guys. I know it's bedtime for me. 5:20 comes early.
Oh, indeed.
Oh, but
So what time, you know what, while we're on that topic, before people cut off,
okay.
We are here on the East Coast. Amanda, Catherine, myself, Beth.
Yes.
We work out live. A couple of us. Catherine, we're trying to get on this.
Catherine should be realizing after this week the importance of
it.
I'm getting my workouts in. It's the food that's the problem this week.
Impressive.
We go live at 6 a.m. the same way we're doing this call right now. We use this exact same link, and we work out live together. And when I talk about accountability, that group is one thing. Working out together is an amazing thing. You don't have to share your screen if you choose not to. You can watch the rest of us work. It doesn't matter. It's really about checking in. It's about knowing
so hard you don't see what anybody else is doing anyway.
Exactly. And Amanda is so good. She was off the one day, her thing wasn't on mute. And let me tell you, she didn't once say anything to Brock, who's climbing over her, hitting her with stuff. I mean, Brock shoots her with the Nerf gun, and she still keeps going with it, and never an ill word to the child.
I was so impressed that day. I was like,
I couldn't believe it when I realized that it was not on mute. I was like, oh my gosh, I had to go back in my mind. Like, did I say something? What did I do?
I'm like, I would have said.
I'm pretty good at keeping my cool because I was a teacher, but
I couldn't have made it that long.
that is so funny though.
But that invite is open to everybody. We share that link.
The more the merrier. It'd be so much fun to have even more people pop on with us.
Yeah, just pop on. Like I said, we're usually from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Hop on. You know what? Even if it's just to check in, saying that is like your gym check-in.
Yeah,
that's great. You know, and you know, we're here for all of you, no matter what you need from us. Pretty much.
If you have another time of day that works for you for working out and you know consistently you'll be working out at that time, let us know that too. Like if you'd be interested in doing a kind of pod like that, because I know I had somebody else ask if we have anybody who does like 5:30 workouts at night. So, you know, and I don't know anybody who consistently does that time yet, but maybe we can.
Right. For any stay-at-home moms, I'm usually on 9:30.
Okay, yeah.
So we can always find a workout buddy for you. And it doesn't matter what program you're doing. That's the other thing. It doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want. Even if you're doing your own thing, even if you just want to stretch, do a little roll and release. There is just something about that check-in, that extra level of accountability that I think can be so helpful.
Yeah. So I just started with them like for 80-day obsession, and I can just say that knowing that you're gonna they're gonna work out whether you're there or not, but knowing that you've committed and you have that sense of for yourself, I'm obligated, like I've obligated to myself to this. I'm going to check in and be there with them. It's just that extra level of accountability to yourself. And like, I feel like I'm accountable to be there for them too. So it's just another level of keeping yourself accountable and showing up every day. And it's fun because we talk a few minutes before and
it's fun.
Get our struggles out or frustrations or successes. And so it's good to get that little mini conference going beforehand. You know?
Little girl talk is always good.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is.
It's great.
Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much again for hopping on, and look forward to doing this again.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. Can't wait for those of you starting Monday. Yay! We will talk to you soon. Bye.
All right. Good night, everyone.